Welcome to the Patreon Q&A exclusive video. When I first posted the post saying leave your questions, I thought no one was going to ask any. I think there was like 3 people or 2 people at first, and I was like, shit. But then more came through. Now there's too many, so I need to hurry up and get going on this, because you've got some good questions and I've got a lot to answer. Don't want this video to be a million minutes long. The first questioner is from Carla, and she asks a really cool question. Well, she asks a number of questions. Hello Carla, she's a newbie here. What do you find helpful when saving, i.e. to move out? I've always had a good and bad relationship with saving. I go through phases of being really good and not spending a lot of money, and the next minute I'm like gotta spend all that money, throwing money at people. But there are certain things that I've always stuck to no matter what, such as discount hunting and sale hunting, charity shopping, stuff like that. I love the thrill of going out and getting something a lot cheaper than my friends would be able to do. Like, I'm quite eagle-eyed with that kind of stuff. My friends would just say, I need an outfit for tonight, and then they would go out and buy something that's everyone's buying. So I'm more interested in the stuff that you don't, I mean, it's a bit more time consuming to look for cheaper stuff, but in the long run it makes you more rich. Budgeting is also easily one of the biggest tips you can give to someone who's saving. Budgeting, people, budgeting. Telling yourself at the beginning of every month how much amount of money you have to spend on certain things. So 80% for lunches this month, £80 for lunches this month, sorry. £70 goes towards going out this month. So that sounds like a lot, but drinks are expensive. So like, if you budget how much you're going to be spending on drinks when you go out, that's always helpful. £40 on transport this month. It all adds up, and then you realise the reality of it all, and you realise how much living actually costs and where your money is going to be going that month. And then you can find out how much you've got left, and you can shovel that in your savings. I suggest getting a savings account, or at the beginning of every month to chuck out about £100 or whatever you can afford of money as soon as you get paid it. So as soon as you get paid the money, leave it, like throw it away. Whatever works best for you, put it in a savings account or chain, like cash. Whatever works for you, just make it not available in the amount that you see every day when you go out, when you shop, when you travel. Like, don't let it sit somewhere that's easy to grab. Cutting out luxuries is also important. I assess what I feel is most important to me, so I don't want to say cut out all luxuries, because that's as bad as telling someone who wants to lose weight to go on a strict diet. It doesn't work unless you do it gradually or bit by bit, or just always consistently a little bit better. So what I'm saying is, don't just cut out all luxuries. Like, if you like getting your nails done, I'm not saying stop getting them done. If something's very important to you and it is a luxury, give yourself that luxury a month. But if something isn't going to like rip part of your identity away from you and it does cost quite a lot, then I would suggest to either cut it out or to cut it down. So just prioritize what it is that you need every month, and make sure that you budget that amount for your luxury items too. For example, like hair dye. For me, instead of buying loads of hair dye throughout the month, because I probably will, I make sure that I'm washing my hair less throughout the month, so I don't need to buy the hair dye. You just think about these tiny little differences that make a big difference in the long run. Going to cheaper outings like trips and stuff as well easily helps. I would say, for example, I'm not saying stop going out, don't go to the pub, don't go to bars, just stop doing everything. I'm saying do the things that you want to do, that you enjoy, but work around them better. So go somewhere cheaper instead of that really big busy bar in the middle of London. I'm saying drink more at home before you go out. That sounds really trashy, but I've drunk at home before, going on a night out with a friend for her birthday, and then when I've gone out I've had mocktails, because I'm still drinking and I'm enjoying the atmosphere, but it's like 50% cheaper, and I ended up spending like £30 less than everybody else. Just little things like that. I'm not going to go on for too long. I already have too long for that question. She says, sorry to remind you of unfortunate events that's happened within your life, but what have you been finding helpful to escape times when it gets too much on your own? I don't have family around, so I'm sure you are blessed with them at this time. However, I'm wondering if you have any tricks on your own. I have a podcast that I recently put up yesterday, all on this kind of thing, on tough times, how I deal with them, what I do, tips and tricks. And in that episode I mention like artistic escape and expressing myself artistically and creatively. That really helps. It helps so many people, and that would involve things like sitting in front of a camera like I do now. YouTube is a big part of me in the sense of it helps me run as a human being. It does so much good for my mental health, and it's not just a paying job, if that makes sense. I would do it regardless. People say that all the time, but whether they mean it or not, I'm not sure, but I 100% stand by that. Music is massive as well for just escaping. I don't necessarily have a massive passion for music. It's simply just closing the door, blaring music out loud and dancing my arse off and just forgetting about everything for just a few minutes, even an hour. Like, who cares? If you want to dance for an hour, great, you're getting fit at the same time. Or putting headphones in, feeling like in the zone and pumped. Like, sometimes I underestimate the power of music. I've wrote down notes, by the way, that's why I keep looking down here. A bath always helps, just to say, fuck it, everything's going wrong, I'm gonna go have a bath and sit in it and enjoy myself. Baths are just relaxing, with products, face masks and coffee, even a book in the bath, just reading in general. I've been doing a bit more of that recently. Kind of stopped when things have gone a bit manic, because I feel I struggle concentrating on books if I've got a lot going on, and I don't have a lot of time as well, and time is quite tight right now. So, but books have been something I've been doing recently to help. Walks also really help me. Books really help me because walks really help me because it helps clear my head, and I see new things, I experience new places, and I can take a big breath of fresh air and put things in perspective. Like, I look out to a nice view and I think, I'm tiny and insignificant compared to this amazing vast view in front of me where everyone's getting on with their day and I'm here worrying about my little issues. Do you know what I'm saying? She says, I admire you and love how you look at life. Do you have any confidence boosting tips? I hope these aren't too personal. Thank you. I mean, no, they're not. Thank you for asking them. Questions about confidence is insanity, because I get that I wouldn't say I'm the most confident person in the world. Confidence is so key to just living in general. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, what you do. You need to have some sort of self-love in for yourself, and I think people who lack confidence probably struggle with this the most if they don't have a lot of self-love and they don't appreciate themselves very much. Life is quick, guys. Life flies, and you'd know this if you've experienced a lot of death or passing, especially as you get older and next minute you're like, when did we reach this year? What happened? Life's quick, and if we can't just be ourselves and enjoy moments every day, then why are we alive? Time is very precious, and I think that if we're spending time worrying about how to be confident and if we should say this, if we should do that, I think you're seeing things wrong. Everyone is in the same boat as you, and you shouldn't put anyone on a pedestal which makes you fear about how you should be in front of them or things you should say to them. We're all in the same boat. We're all experiencing life together, and life's very short for you to stay back and not do the things that you want to do. When we're born, we're given a blank canvas. Essentially, we are a blank canvas. So it's your job to paint all over that and make memories, express yourself, do crazy things, and define yourself, because your experiences define you as a person way more than anything else. Yeah, life's about having fun, and if you can't have fun, then may as well just quit. Ali asks, I can't afford the $20 pledge right now because of surgery recently. I'm really sorry to hear that, and obviously I understand. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my god, like what? I understand life happens, and I hope you're okay. That's my main priority right now. I'm not going to say anything else but that. So thank you, you've been a lovely support. I was wondering if in a few months, when I can, if I could still get a card reading from you, or if you think that phase will be gone by then. I don't think it's a phase. I really want to get down to practicing this a lot more. It's like one of my life goals to get better at it, so this was a really good thing for me to try. Of course, I don't know how many of you know, but I'm now doing tarot card readings on this channel. on this Patreon page for people who are in the $20 pledge as quite a bonus thing, because I'm sending you a dedicated video and everything. So yeah, totally fine. If you want to do that in the future, let me know. Those of you who need that card reading, by the way, message me. Tell me that you're ready and I'll do it for you. Ellie asks, how do you separate your work life from home when you work from home? This is so difficult. Working from home is a blessing and a curse if you have no self-motivation, and yeah, if you can't kick yourself up your bum, then it's not going to work for you. And separating the two is very, very hard, because especially when you're doing something you love, it sort of leaks into your own time because you love it, which is a good thing, but everybody needs a rest of some sort. So because of what I do is so similar to what I enjoy, so I would watch YouTube videos for an interest, like for fun, that leaks into what you might say is me researching what videos are already out there and getting ideas from other people and working on what next creative projects I want to take part in. So where's the line in between work and play? It gets thinner and thinner. I would say to anyone who's working for themselves or working at home, no matter what job it is, to give yourself time schedules and organize your time. I know the big great thing about being self-employed is that you can work when you want and work in whatever hours you want, but I think it's so important to give yourself hours as if you were in every other job, because it is hard for you to trust yourself that you're going to do enough work that day. So yeah, it's a bit boring to say give yourself hours like you would in a normal job, but hey, we can choose our hours, those who work for themselves. You can say, I work better at 6 p.m. till 11 p.m. So give yourself those hours to work in. That will help you so much more. And organising what you do every day in the morning helps. So wake up in the morning, get a list and write things down that you need to achieve. That way you can tell yourself you cannot relax until those things are done, and that super duper 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 helps because it gives you some form of discipline. She also says, what are your favourite things to do when you're not working but you're at home, i.e. reading, listening to podcasts? Like I said, I watch YouTube, fun. I've always done that since I was little. I watch a lot of films, TV, documentaries. I'm very much interested in the media, so I'm always looking at what's new, techniques that are cool, films that are wicked, films that have cool meanings, films that just look nice, films that make me cry, films that make me laugh. I love meeting friends at pubs, bars. I'm very much into going out. Nightlife is fun to me still. I like going out and dancing. I think it's like what I was saying earlier, music helps me escape. It's sort of like that, but you do it with other people. It's great fun. I love it. Reading, like I said, I sort of spoke about this earlier. Pets, animals, like I don't have a pet right, wow, the sun's just come out. I don't have a pet right now, but if I do, or if I'm with a friend, like sometimes when I have a spare moment, I'm like, I want to spend some time with an animal today, so I will literally just go see my friend or go to animal meetups, stuff like that. And also working on my tarot card skills, like I was just saying, things like that. Not necessarily tarot cards, but I'll be interested in ghost hunts, like paranormal investigation, stuff like that. Anything to do with spiritualism, so going to the spiritualist church, I'll do that in my spare time. And hair, just experimenting with hair stuff. I know I film most of that, so does it count as work? But I don't know, I just enjoy looking up hair colours and thinking what to do next. And I've never considered doing hair professionally or anything like that, and I don't learn to make money from it. I just learn purely to express myself better, and that's what I do in my spare time. Alex says, hello Ellie, my question is, as a fellow crazy haired person, have you ever had rude comments about your hair? I have way too many times. How do you deal with it? Luckily I haven't. I don't know if it's just because I live in a different area to you, so I don't get as many nasty comments. I don't know who it is that is telling you these things. But at the end of the day, if they did, it's my hair, it's on my head, and it's not their problem and it's not on their head. I think people express their insecurities on other people. So if I was to approach somebody who said nasty things about the way I expressed myself, I would think that says a lot more about them than it did me. I would assume that person doesn't find it easy to express themselves, I would assume that person would like to do something cool and different but didn't have the balls to do it. So I would just assume, hey, they've got some issues that they need sorting and that's not my problem. And I think how you would respond to someone saying something says a lot about you too. If I was to say to them, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I do my hair this way because this is how I want my hair to look. I think it's a fun way of expression. I think that it makes me look different from everybody else. I like being different to everybody else and it makes me happy. I wake up and I enjoy how I look when I look in the mirror, which a lot of people could not say the same thing. And if someone was to hear me say that to them, I think that would, it might not change their opinion of my hair, but I think it would make them realize a lot about me. Like it defines me a bit more as someone with red and pink hair. Like, it tells them that I am not afraid to do something different, and who knows, it might inspire that person and they might say, actually, probably shouldn't have said that, probably shouldn't have done that. But then I wouldn't give them the time of the day after that. I'll be like, you've already said something mean, get out my face, I've stood my ground, bye bye now. Anyway, they finished the question with also, is there a colour you wouldn't consider? I probably wouldn't consider yellow all the way through my hair, maybe like a little bit of it or like half of it or something, but I've never really loved the colour yellow too much. Blonde's great with like hints of yellow, but when people do yellow all over, I'm a bit like, I don't think I would like that. It does look very fake. I get a lot of questions about if my hair is fake, to be fair. That's probably the biggest insult is, are you wearing a wig? It's not even an insult, it's just a question. But I feel if I had yellow hair, I'd get asked that question more, and that would frustrate me so hard. So no, I wouldn't try that. Maybe if I knew someone that had it and it looked good, it might inspire me. Becca asks, if you could spend a week with any viewer from YouNow or YouTube, who would you pick and why? I read this question earlier and you should have seen my face when I was trying to think of an answer. I've been writing notes, but I was just sat there like with my pen. What the hell do I say for this? Such a difficult question. The first people I was thinking of were other YouTubers. So YouTubers that I know who also watch me. There are a lot of people I would easily say, but I don't think that's very fair because they're not purely viewers. The only reason why I would pick YouTubers is because I feel like we would have a lot in common, would have a lot to talk about, would share like the same lifestyle for a week. That would be cool. YouTubers are quite, well, most good YouTubers are quite creative types, so it would be cool to like bond over that. But just a pure viewer would be such a difficult decision. I did think of I hope they're watching. Serena and Stevo have recently, they're big YouNow watchers, they've been supporting my YouTube channel for so long, and on Patreon they're huge supporters as well. They invited me to their wedding. I don't know if it's still going through. I understand it's expensive and I get it, and it's gonna be expensive for me to get there as well, but that did like come across in my mind because I was like, that would be a really cool experience, and they've actually offered that. So to do that for a week, to go and see them for a week, would be freaking cool. I also thought of Ellie on here because she has been the biggest supporter. She has been on Patreon, I think, from like day one, and I appreciate that, and I don't want her, like, anyone who just supports the shit out of my stuff. Becca, you're such a kind soul, and you know so much about me. You watch pretty much all my videos, which is why you know so much about me, and that just easily goes to show that if we were together in real life, we'd get along so well. I don't know. I can't answer that with a one simple answer. It's like someone saying to you, which is your favourite child, you know? I can't pick that. So Tamara says, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? A much more simple question. I actually really love where I live. A lot of people don't, and I'm so blessed and I'm grateful. I'm never gonna not appreciate the fact that I actually enjoy where I live. I like what we believe in as a country. I think the people here, majority, get on my nerves, but the sense of humour that we have in this country. I like people, most of the most part. The weather I hate, can't stand. I love living near Brighton and near London. That's a pretty cool thing. When I think about how many big cities there are in the world in total that people would love to live in, London is easily one of the top places, and I have the privilege of living so close to there. So I never unappreciate where I live. The only thing I would change about where I live is the weather. However, I would, if I had all the money in the world, I would easily buy a second home in Greece. I think Greece is so gorgeous. I would love to go again. I fell in love with Greece when I first went. Cesar Lou asks, what was your inspiration for your new hair? Love it, by the way. Thank you very much. I got bored of seeing everyone with bright fashion colours. Sounds very hipster, but it got more and more normal for people to have bright coloured hair, and that's cool and that's fine, but it's all been overdone now. Like, we had the red phase, we had the blue phase. People are now doing like pinky rose gold colours, so I just wanted to continue that uniqueness that I did the hair dyeing for in the first place. I dyed my hair in the first place because I wanted to be different, and now it doesn't feel as unique. So I looked into split hair dyeing because I saw like a handful of people doing that, but never many in real life. Offline, I mean. So I decided to do that, and to make it a little bit more different, I decided to pick colours that obviously clash, so it made it even more fun and a bit more wacky. I'm basically just a big old hipster, you know. I got bored. I just became bored of dyeing my hair different colours, which is going to happen if you've tried everything. She also says, how have you gained / have so much confidence to just be yourself with clothes, makeup, hair? I hate people looking and judging me if I try something new. I kind of spoke about this before, I suppose. Clothing in particular, and hair and makeup. I take pride so much in my expressive side. It takes up a lot of my personality because I am quite shy. I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm very confident and bubbly in real life. I'm not. I'm actually quite quiet when I want to be. Being expressive in how I look takes up a lot of that. So showing people that I wear weird makeup and wear bright hair and wear clothes that most people wouldn't put together or it wouldn't even consider wearing. I look outside at everyone and I see the same stuff going on, and I just think I want to be that person that I see walking down the street wearing something different, looking slightly strange or odd. When I see someone walking beside me, coming up to me looking like that, I would say to whoever I'm with, I would say out loud, or I would, if I'm on my own, think how cool they look. I'll be like, that person looks fucking cool. Like, they know their shit. They are seeing everyone else do the same thing, and they're not afraid to do what they want. They're outside of the bubble. They're outside of society's little ring of sheep. Not for the sake of being outside. I get frustrated when people just do something different to rebel. I want people who like wearing fucking green lipstick or fishnet hats because they think they're cool. I want to see people doing that more often. That's why I love living in Brighton, near Brighton. When I go to Brighton, it's just filled with people who don't give a shit. Like, they think a bin bag looks good as a cape, they'll wear a bloody bin bag as a cape. So when I see expressive people, I say how cool it is, and I want to be like that. I want to be that person who somebody sees and then says they look cool, without being too obnoxious. I'm not saying I want to be, you know, in the spotlight. I don't, trust me. That scares me. But I want to be someone who's participating into some sort of movement and difference. So I would say I'm looking at notes here, find inspirations in your life or online or just find people that inspire you to be different or to be more expressive. Encourage a bit more expression in your life, just to have fun looking at clothes. It's not, like I said, it's not about purposely finding things that look weird to other people. It's about enjoying yourself when you look through a shop and just saying, oh, this would be really fun if I could put this together, because I haven't seen anyone do that, instead of saying I'm going to pick this outfit because it's currently being suggested all over the front page of Vogue. Do you know what I'm saying? It's having fun with it. It's putting things together that might look shit, but it doesn't matter because you tried it and you gave it a go. It's picking patterns that speak to you rather than picking patterns that speak to the general public. That's what matters, I think. Enjoying it. I think after practicing, I tend to remember compliments better than I do insults. So if you're going to hear someone say to you, why would you wear that on your hair, or why would you put that makeup on, or why would you wear those clothes, practice removing those sort of comments that you hear and practice remembering compliments. And I think I do that anyway because it's probably a bit more rare. So you're going to remember the rare things that happen to you in life, right? You're going to remember the rare things that you hear. So if someone says to me, wow, I really love the way you styled your trousers, I'm going to be like, that's really nice. We're in a world where we're constantly bashing each other down, so I'm going to remember that random person in that random shop that said this thing to me, as opposed to someone who's going to say something negative, which is pretty damn common and boring. So bye. Next question comes from Stevo. This is the last one now. I have spoken for way too long. What is it about yourself that you feel makes you unique to other people? The first thing I instantly thought of, even though we've been speaking about uniqueness in external senses right now, instantly, I haven't even considered external stuff right now. Instantly, I thought of internally. I care and I think and feel so deeply. I take my relationship so seriously. I take people very seriously. I am quite sensitive, and I don't see that as a negative. A lot of people probably would and say, oh, I'm a sensitive person, like I break down easy, I cry easy. That's not a negative thing. That is a very powerful trait to have, because I am so sick of seeing people around me, friends, family, anyone, strangers, who take things so lightly. They take friendships so lightly, like they don't care about them. They prioritize things wrong in my eyes, and when I see that, I'm like, I'm so proud of myself for not doing that. I think that's a very unique trait to have, and without being big-headed, I think I do that quite well. I will make sure that people are happy, and I will make sure that I'm being a good friend. I'm happy when other people are happy and content. Yeah, I love hard, I think. I love very, very hard, and I'm just a very caring person, I suppose. And I also want to understand people, and I think a lot of others have their opinions, and that's where it ends. I have my opinions, obviously, but I want to know yours. I want to know why you have those opinions. I want to know what makes you tick, what makes you angry, what makes you happy. Not a lot of people give a shit. I do, and I would love that trait in another person. I would love a best friend to have that trait, have those traits, because I think that's so important, and that's just part of me naturally. And I think that's a pretty cool thing to have. I'm going to leave now. Close my little notes. University of Brighton. Thank you very much for watching. The sun has come out. It's still windy as shit here in the UK. The weather's still pants. But I hope you're having a lovely Thursday. When will this be up? It might be up late Wednesday. So have a lovely Thursday. And enjoy the podcast if you haven't seen it already. That will be up now. So that's on tackling tough times and difficult situations. Thank you guys. I love your faces.